confidential informant. In my opinion, his credibility is zero. Mr. Chair, I would like to request the COMSEC to administer the oath on General Santiago.
Yes, Comsec.
Thank you, sir. Please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this investigation, sir? Thank you very much, sir. Please take your seat.
Thank you, COMSEC. Okay, Mr. Morales, noong nakarang hearing, if my memory serves me right, correct me if I'm wrong, nabanggit mo si former PDEA Chief, General Santiago, at pinuri mo pa siya, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ngunit, meron akong video, medyo, kung gusto natin palabas, na mismo si General Santiago ay kine-question ang iyong integridad. General Santiago, kailan po nakuha itong video nito at bakit nyo sinabi na his integrity is questionable?
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor, magandang tanghali po sa inyo lahat. Medyo, because of my age, medyo hindi na ako as a matter of fact, hindi ako interesado sa hearing na to eh. Kaya lang, hindi na ako makapanood ng Netflix. Puro PDEA leak. Sabi ko, teka, kaya nung imbitahan ako, sige, pupunta na ako riyan. Meron din isang nagpunta sa akin na sabi ko, without my knowledge, sabi ko, wag mo na akong idamay dyan. Yung pala, ini-record niya yung aming conversation, which he showed sa vlog. Yung si Cap Nino Barsaga ba yun? Sabi ko, wag mo akong idamay niya. Nagulat ako, inilabas niya bigla dito sa YouTube eh. Ngayon, ang malalim kasi itong pinagmumulan ng problema ng PDEA. Historical ang problema nito. Ang pinapalabas dito, kami mga sinungaling. Romy Enriquez, pwede Mr. Chairman, i-address ko si Romy. Ikaw pinapalabas mo, mentionin mo na akong Director General noon. O pagkatapos sinasabi mo, pababalikan ko kayo kung nakakaintindi kayo ng organization. Hindi ako nag-iimbestiga sa inyo. Meron legal service. Kung ano man ang resulta, nire-review ko yan at pinipirmahan ko kung approve, disapprove. Kung nag-appeal ka sa civil service at nakalusot ka, di buti sa'yo, good for you. Pero huwag mo akong sisihin na itatago niyo ba kung sino Director General nyo? Ha? Hindi, patapusin mo ko. You do not address me, address the chairman. Para matuto naman kayo ng protocol. Daldalan dito, hindi nyo i-address ang chairman eh. Ha? Huwag niyo akong ituro na hindi ko alam. Noong time na yan, Mr. Chairman, ang tao ng PDEA galing NARCOM. Iilan ng taon si General Abinido nag-organize yan. Out of the 1 billion pesos, minagas ng 500 million, yung 500 million ginamit ni General Abinido para i-organize ang PDEA. Para i-organize ang PDEA. Yun ang minana ko sa kanya. Kaya nabuo yung PDEA because of General Abinido. Ngayon, yung mga tao dyan, mga galing NARCOM, maramihang pulis, nag-issue ng...
PC, sir. PC, INP. NARCOM.
NARCOM. Pagkatapos, ang nag-issue ang ating presidente, former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, na i-recall lahat ng pulis. Alam nyo, natira sa akin, 100 persons. Karamihan, admin. So, ano ginawa ko doon? I grew up as an intelligence officer. How can you operate nationwide? Diyan sila Romy Enriquez, si Agent Urales. Dahil we don't have 100 people, kaya forced to good kami na mag-recruit ng tao. Ang masakit noon, nakalustot daw siya. Ang sinisisi niya, mahina ang PDEA. Di ba binanggit niya doon sa hearing dito? Kasalanan ng PDEA, mahina yung nagre-recruit eh. Nakuha na siya, may kasalanan pa yung ahensya. Pagkatapos, na-desisyonan yung kanyang mga cases. Anong nangyari doon? Nag-appeal sa Court of Appeals. Nag-appeal sa Supreme Court. Sinasabi niya, mali. Ano ba yung mga tanga ba yung mga sa justices natin? Will that be acceptable to anyone here na yung palang mga justices natin, puro tanga? Basta yung sinasabi niya. O pagkatapos may nagsabi pa sa akin, hindi naman abogado yan si General Santiago eh. With due respect sa mga lawyers dito, maraming abogado eh. Ha? I grew up, hindi ako intelligence officer. I never had any formal, ayan, nandiyan si General Angkan. Wala akong formal intelligence training. But mula tiniente akong hinahawakan ko puro investigation, intelligence. Name the Armed Forces Units, Unified Commands. Tingnan nyo kung ano trabaho ko, kung hindi ako operation intelligence. Until I retire, nag-PDEA ako intelligence. PDEA is intelligence-based. Hindi mo naman kailangan. Sinabi, kinwestiyon pa ni ex-agent Morales, si Derek Carion. Hindi naman chemist yan eh. Nakalimutan niya, si Derek was director ng laboratory service. Ang tao niya, yung mga chemist. So, porque hindi ka abogado, hindi ka na pwede. Ang tagal ko nag-handle ng cases. Hindi ako perfect one, nagkakamali rin ako, pero hindi po pwedeng i-insultuhin ka nitong mga tao na to. Ano ba naabot nyo? You may be somebody, but I'm everything. You may be something, but I'm everything. Based on my experience. Huwag kayong mga insulto ng kapwa nyo rito. Makinig kayo at irespeto nyo yung protocol. Before you speak, sasabayan nyo, humingi kayong permiso sa chairman.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead, you have the floor.
Yeah, General Santiago, naging tao niyo ba itong si Morales?
Nakasama ko nga yan. Ang problema, kaya pinapatingnan ko yung organization. Itanong natin sa kanya kung anong level siya doon sa ladder. Sa organization, may ladder yan.
Kailan po kayo naging PDEA Chief, General?
I was PDEA Chief from 2006 to 2010.
During the time of President Jim.
Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
All right. You resigned in 2010.
No, 2003, from the military service.
No, from PDEA, General. Kasi iba na yung
Dahil
administrasyon.
nanalo na si, napalitan na si President
So you
Gloria.
resigned na? Nag-resign na po kayo?
Kaya hindi, automatic naman yun.
Courtesy
Because I was a political appointee.
Courtesy
I had to
resignation.
go.
All right. Mr. Morales, kailan pumasok sa PDEA?
2009, Your Honor.
Yes,
General.
under my watch.
All right. During the time na nagsama po kayo, na nakatrabaho niyo po si Morales, ano po ang pwede niyo sabihin sa integridad, sa trabaho ni Ginoong Morales?
Alam niyo, Mr. Chairman, ako, Director General ako. Nandun sila, nasa doormat sila eh. Doormat sila eh. As a matter of fact, within the IS, IIS, nandun siya sa ibaba, investigador siya. Meron pa siya na, I think, nandiyan si Francia, pero above Francia, there's somebody else. Pagkatapos, saka ka lang aakyat doon sa DG for Deputy for Operation, the classmate of our Honorable Chairman. Ang nagtataka ko, bakit he's all over? Ba't nandoon ka? Nilalampasan mo lahat ng tao.
Sino? You're talking about Morales?
Eh, nakadiretso nga siya, hanggang Malacanang daw eh.
So he
Eh,
did not
saka
follow the chain of command. Yun ba ibig niyo sabihin?
Walang chain of command na sinusundan. He's all over. Pagkatapos, tinira pa niya ako. Ang sinasabi ko noon, titirahin mo ko, meron tayong command group, Mr. Chairman.
Ano po pagkatira sa inyo, General?
Eh, yung mga tungkol sa chemicals yan, ipahimkuan. Ang hindi niya alam, yung chemicals na dinestroy na yon, that was taken up during the conference of the command group, conference group, at the behest of the laboratory, the chemist. In-explain na wala nang gamit yan, pero po pwedeng dahil nag-offer yung kumpanya na kung ano yung diluted chemicals, bibili nila. So nagkonsulta ako. He's not a member of that group.
Who was his immediate superior, General? Si Francia kamo?
Sabi si Francia, hindi ko na sila matandaan.
So wala kayong nung pumasok si Morales sa PDEA noong 2009, wala kayong hindi kayo nag-uusap, hindi mo siya kilala.
No, I know him. I know him dahil kami yung Mr. Donut Group. Yung Mr. Donut, umupo ka ng mesa, lahat ng chismis sa buong Pilipinas, mapapakinggan mo.
Kasama po siya.
Eh, nandun yung kanyang misis, hindi ko malam kung misis niya yun. Kaibigan namin eh. Kaya nung inirecommend, sila General Bobby Santiago, my deputy, recommended, inabsorb namin sila dahil talagang kailangan namin ng ahente. Wala kami talagang, good afternoon, Senator.
Pwede niyo pa sabihin sa amin kung ano pagkakilala niyo rito sa ahenteng ito?
Hindi nga, ang nangyari nga noon, dahil in-need kami, alam ko, investigador siya ng pulis eh, galing nga sa NAR Group, may experience. O di sige, nag-apply, dumaan sa process, na-approve. Na-approve, so nandoon siya. Ang pinagtataka ko, binanata niya ako, bandang huli, pinalitan si Gutierrez, pumalit si Gutierrez, binanata na naman siya si Gutierrez, tapos ako na magaling. Tapos, nawala si Gutierrez, pumalit si General Kakdak. May problema na naman si General Kakdak. Eh, lahat kami may problema. Siya lang ang tama. Pero magaling eh. Ang yung akala niya, magaling siya. Siya ang tama. Kaya kami, wala kaming karapatan lahat.
Pero General, bago nyo tinanggap o nag-apply sa PDEA itong si Morales, hindi niya ba chinek yung kanyang background na na-drop siya sa PNP na-dismiss siya sa serbisyo, na-suspindi siya, tapos na-drop na naman sa PNP?
Ba, hindi ko na kuha yun dahil nag-present siya sa recruitment group eh.
So, ibig sabihin, he misrepresented himself.
Hindi, Mr. Chairman, if I may. Ngayon lang ako nakarinig, nandito, ang daming military rito, pati si Chairman. Ano, Chairman, ang nangyayari if you are a wall? When are you dropped from roles? After 31 days ba? General Hangkan?
The chairman,
Hindi na namin matanda. Pero automatically, pag ikaw nag-leave ka, nag-over ka, binibilang mo yun. Alam mong peligroso ka na, alam mong drop from roles ka, automatic. Hindi na kailangan sabihan ka, alam mong goodbye ka na.
alam naman natin yan, sir, na yung ang kasunod ng drop from roles is discharge from the service. Kung hindi mo maagapan, hindi ka makapag-report. Automatic yan. If you're dropped from roles, ang succeeding is order sa yan to be issued is talagang dismissal from the service.
Yes, that is the process, Mr. Chairman.
That's the process.
Yeah. Pero alam mo, pag lumampas ka, alam mo na automatic, you're dropped from
Mr. Chair,
roles.
Yes, automatic.
General, maliwanag na maliwanag dito sa kanyang PDS, nakalagay dito, have you ever been formally charged? Ha? Ang sabi niya, no. Pero, he misrepresented himself to the PIDEA dahil marami siyang kaso. Pangalawa, have you ever been separated from the services in any of the following, ano ito? Malabo na ba ito? Modes of resignation, retirement, dropped from the roles, dismissal, termination, end of term, finished contract, awol, or phased out in the public or private sector? Ang sinagot niya, no. Pero, he was dropped, he was dismissed from the service, from the Philippine National Police. Tinanong kita last hearing if you misrepresented yourself sa PDS mo na sinabit mo sa PIDEA, na you were not dropped from the PNP role and was not dismissed and suspended. The PDS was made under oath. So malinaw, na nagsisinungaling ka sa PDS mo. Dahil dito, maliwanag na sinabi mo na wala kang mga kaso. Sabi mo, no. Tapos dun sa mga, tinanong ng, may tanong dito sa PDS, have you been separated from the service? Sinabi mo, no. O pero dito, natanggal ka sa serbisyo, meron ka mga kaso, you misrepresented yourself. O di sinungaling ka.
Mr. Chairman, pwede sumagot. Your Honor, gaya po nung nasabi ko nung... But before you continue, pasensya ka na, Sir Senate President, ilang minutes ka na nakaupo dito, I failed to recognize you. Masyado malalim yung iniisip ko eh. Pasensya ka na. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our Senate President, Senator Mig Suberi. Sorry, Your Honor.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. I'll give an opening statement after the gentleman answers the queries of Senator.
So, Senator Jinggoy, after that answer, we'll yield the floor to that Senate President. Go ahead, Agent Morales.
Your Honor, na-comply ko po yung mga requirements. Yung pong binabanggit ni Honorable Senator Jinggoy Estrada, ito po yung may mga pinabago sa akin ang PIDEA HRS nung panahon po na yon. Kasi may mga information po ako doon na hindi ko pa alam kung ano yung status noon. Ngayon, nung bago ako tanggapin ng recruitment committee, na-comply ko po lahat, pati nga po mga clearances eh. Ngayon po, ako po, nirerespeto ko po si General Santiago.
Agent Morales, klaruhin lang kita. Kung you misrepresented yourself, sigurado ako, yung mga taga-PDEA people will run after you and will charge you with fraudulent appointment or ano bang ibang fraudulent enlistment yan sa armed forces eh. Hahabulin ka talaga kung nag-misrepresent ka. I am sure, habulin ka.
Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, no recruitment process, na-comply ko po lahat yung kaya nga po ako nagkaroon ng appointment. At ako po ay naging subject po ng background investigation ng PIDEA. Ang ano po niyan, ang PIDEA po, ang tumanggap sa akin. Yung sinasabi po ni Gerald Santiago na sinisisi ko po siya doon sa hindi po. Ako po, personal na ni-recruit ni General Junicio Santiago. Ako po ay naglalakad sa Green Hills. Huminto po yung kotse sa harap ko mismo. Ang sabi niya sa akin, gusto mo magPIDEA? Sabi ko, sir, qualified po ba ako? Di ba board passer ka? Yes, sir. Oh, may barong ka. Sabi niya sa akin, yes sir, punta ka ron kay Wilkins. Alam mo yung Castañeda? Yes sir. O punta ka ron. Akala ko pa nga po kung sino po yung Wilkins. Yung pagdating ko nga po ron, yung po pala yung superintendent ng PIDEA Academy. So, nung araw na yon, hindi na po ako nakauwi. Meron pong gentleman's course po doon na kinakandak. At yung
Mr.
po,
Chair, if I may,
Please,
the narratives of Mr. Morales is not germane to the question that I've asked. No? What I was asking is that did you misrepresent yourself when you applied for a position at the PIDEA? Because it is very clear in the PDS that you misrepresented yourself. Despite the
Mr.
fact.
Chairman, Your Honor,
Answer directly. The
wala
question.
po akong represent, Your Honor. Kasi po, kinomply ko po yan doon sa PIDEA admin. Kinomply ko po yan. Yan pong mga hindi ko po alam yan na basta kinomply ko po yan. Kaya nga po nila ako tumanggap eh. To continue, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman.
No. What did you comply, Mr. Morales? What did you comply? Wala. Dito sa PDS mo, ang sinagot mo at ang tanong sa'yo, have you ever been formally charged? Sinagot mo, no. Pero marami ka namang kaso rito. At inuulit ko, have you been separated from the service in any of the following modes? Resignation, retirement, drop from the rolls? You said no. Di sinagot mo, no. Maliwanag ko.
Your Honor,
Tapos
yung nga po
sandali lang,
kinumply ko po, Your Honor.
Tapos dito sa nakalap natin mga records mo, marami kang mga kaso.
Mr. Chairman, normal po doon sa operatiba ang
Oo nga,
magkakaso.
why did you misrepresent yourself?
Your Honor, wala pong misrepresentation dyan.
Dapat sinabi mo,
Mr.
yes,
Chairman.
you have been formally charged.
Recording in progress.
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor, ako'y nag-comply doon sa hinihingi ng PIDEA recruitment doon.
General Santiago, you were PIDEA chief at the time. Kung nalaman niyo po na marami kaso po ito, na he misrepresented himself doon sa pag-apply niya sa PIDEA, will you still accept him?
Sino naman ang, kahit sino naman yan, pag alam mo niloloko ko, ba't mo tatanggapin? Saka dalawa pa yan, idadagdag ko lang. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Chairman. Ang kaso, dalawa, administrative, and the other one is criminal. Yung administrative, pwede kang makalusot dyan eh. Yung criminal, pag nakalusot ka dyan, pasasabihin mo, Juan, nakapending pa, hindi pa nare-resolve, maraming requirement ang criminal prosecution. As a matter of fact, pagka-criminal prosecution, ayan, si Romy hindi pa nakapasa sa baryan. Inantay ka na. Tapos pagtalo kayo sa akin dito, hindi ako abogado. Oh. Pagka-criminal prosecution, kailangan dyan, it is always beneficial. Ang approach natin yan, benefit of the doubt is given to the suspect. Pagkatapos may two-witness rule tayo dyan. As a matter of fact, yung sinasabi, nakinig ako kay, siyempre si Congressman Marcoleta, bilib ako dyan, pinapanood ko. Kaya ko nalaman na yung photocopy is secondary evidence. Secondary evidence. Pero babalikan natin yung tanong, kung nasa yung secondary evidence, again, nasaan yan? Yun ang root of contention dito sa hearing na to eh. Nasaan yung original? O pagkatapos, tinatago, ito naman si Maharlika, pinangalanan yung, siya na nagturo eh. Nasa vlog yan eh. Tinuro niya kung sino source. Nag-volunteer daw na nag-report. Ngayon, kung papakinggan ko lahat at papaniwala akong napapanood ko sa YouTube, eh wala na, ang gulo-gulo na natin lalo. Hindi mo naman alam kung sino totoo at sino mali ron sa YouTube eh. Marami niya kung magsalita. Eh, meron ko may mga professional na kwan. Alam mo, huwag kang magagalit, Jonathan, ang tawag ng mga kaibigan namin sa iyo, STL. Huwag mo kakalimutan STL. Kilala ka nila personally. Ang STL, ano STL? Alam ko, the small town lottery. Professional storytelling alayar. STL, yun ang sabi sa akin. Kilala ka nila.
Okay,
Sir, with the indulgence of Senator Jinggoy, I would like to yield the floor to the Senate President because he has a very important thing to do. But
Just
before that, Senate President, sir, just would like to answer the comment of General Santiago. This is about the rules of the Senate, Section 10, Rule of Evidence. Technical rules of evidence. Kaya kung sinasabi mo, primary man or secondary or whatever evidence yan. Technical rules of evidence applicable to judicial proceedings which do not affect substantive rights need not be observed by the committee. So kaya nga sir, sabihin mo, to be technical about it, hanapin natin yung physical na papel na yan, yung papel na yan. Pero ako tinanggap ko yung soft copy. Soft copy, tinanggap ko lang dito sa Senado. Because hindi ba nito korte talaga? This is investigation in the aid of legislation. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Senate
Mr.
President.
Chairman, hindi nga ako pulis eh. Kaya I'm very happy. Na-educate ako rito. Pwede na akong mag-take ng bar sa mga hearing nyo eh. Pero ang point ko dyan, kaya ako naman na-cite yun, yung celebrated case namin sa Mayon. Nahuli namin yung mga pulis doon sa Jollibee, sa Mayon. Pinailan namin ang kaso yun. Pagkatapos merong vehicle doon, na-convince kami because based on surveillance, gamit nila raidado, yung dinismiss din nila Magalong eventually. Nandun sa kabila. Sinabihan ako ni Judge Panganiban ng Quezon City RTC, General, talo tayo. I immediately agreed. Dahil yung evidence na ituturo namin, do alam namin kanila, nasa other side of the road.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that. Senate President, sir, you have the floor.
Yes, maraming salamat, Chairman, sa ating mga resource persons today. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Sa ating mga senators present, magandang hapon din. We have been monitoring the committee hearings being conducted by the Committee on Public Order, and very serious accusations have been made. Whether they have merit or not is a whole other matter. While certain claims were made, documentary evidence is yet to be presented. There were no pictures, no corroborating testimonies. In other words, this was solely based on the testimony of one person based on what appears to be hearsay evidence. With due respect, Mr. Morales cites a document which he claims to have seen by virtue of his former position, although he did not personally witness any wrongdoing. Then, the drug test of our president is being brought up, even though it was did not appear germane to the subject of the motu proprio investigation done last hearing. Under a court of law, although I respect what this chairperson had just discussed just now before I was recognized, but under a court of law, guilt must be proven beyond reasonable doubt. While legislative inquiries are very liberal in terms of adhering to rules of evidence, it is our opinion that hearings should aim to ferret out the truth using evidence and facts. Otherwise, the faith of the people in inquiries in aid of legislation may be diminished, especially when it causes reputational damage to other parties. There have been instances where statements were made in legislative inquiries only to be recanted before the courts later on, and we do not want a repeat of that. While we respect the committee's right to perform oversight functions in aid of legislation, I caution our colleagues to be very careful not to use the hearings in aid of political persecution. Hindi natin hayaan na magamit ang Senate hearings para sa pamumulitika. Napakahalaga po ang Senate hearings sa pagbuo natin ng mas epektibo na batas para sa bayan. Kaya napakahalaga rin ang maging patas at base sa ebidensya ang ating mga hearings. Kailangan ng ebidensya, hindi pwedeng sabi-sabi lang at pinapaalala natin ang halaga na mapagkakatiwala ang resources. Walang chismis, walang politika, katotohanan lang. Yun lamang pong reminder ko sa ating mga kasamahan dito dahil syempre, I guess I said, reputational damage is being done when we put out disinformation or fake news, ika nga kung walang ebidensya. So mag-ingat lang po tayo. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chairman, bilang presidente ng ating Senado, gusto ko po, pag nanonood po ang taong bayan sa atin, napatas po tayo at base sa ebidensya para hindi po tayo dito gagamitin ng ibang grupo pamumulitika. Yun lamang. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Mr. Chair,
Thank you, Senate President, for that reminder. And I hope my Senate President is not losing confidence to this chairman. How I wish I will still enjoy your support because lalabas dyan kasi pag anyway, hindi lang. Anyway, ko lang. Thank you for that caution. Thank you for that caution. Because if I find myself to be alone in this hearing, I will not get the support of my colleagues, then siguro, surrender ako dito sa hearing na ito. If I don't get the support of my colleagues, hinto na ako dito sa aking ginagawa. tayo dito eh. Yung dumb if you do, dumb if you don't. This is
No,
just...
Mr. Chair, majority of your colleagues are supporting you, Mr. Chair, including the Senate President.
Yeah, thank you.
Answer that.
Thank you.
I allowed, actually, binabatikos din ako ng ibang, just to be fair, binabatikos ako ng iba't ibang grupo. I'm neither here nor there. Galit sa akin yung Duterte group, galit sa akin yung Marcos group. Galit sa akin yung Duterte group dahil nagpalabas po tayo ng warrant of arrest against Pastor Kibuloy. Tapos, galit din yung Marcos group sa akin, yung mga loyalists, dahil daw pinayagan kita mag-hearing na yung araw na ito at nung nakarang ilang 2 linggo. Ang pinoproteksyonan po natin dito ang institusyon, ang Senado. Because the Senate believes in the committee system. So, never ni Senator Bato sa akin na itigil yung committee. You've never gotten a call from me. Never did I tell you to stop the hearings. I just told you to be cautious. Make sure that it is evidence-based. That's the reminder I give, not only for this committee, but for the other committees, because very soon we'll also be discussing the gentleman's agreement case against China. I will also air the same caution to the committee members there na mag-ingat po tayo dahil reputational damage ay pwede mangyari kung haka-haka lamang po ang gagamitin natin. Yung proteksyonan ko po dito ang Senado. Kaya yan lang po ang aking caution for all parties involved. Let's not use this for politics. Let us continue our job to remain truthful to our mandate to the Philippine Senate and to the Filipino people. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chairman. That reminder goes for all other hearings.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Thank you. For a while, Senator Jinggoy. Anyway, we'll take in all your reminders. We'll take in. And I hope you know me personally. And I will never be used by anybody for whatever agenda that they may have. Ginagawa ko lang dito is trabaho lang talaga ito. Maybe very difficult job. Maybe, alam mo, galit sa akin yung mga DDS. Bakit hindi ko dinidiinan daw si Pangulong BBM? Galit rin sa akin yung Malacanang, I suppose, because bakit ako naggandak ng hearing. But for me, this is in aid of legislation para hindi na po mauulit yung mga leakage ng mga unauthorized disclosure of classified documents. Ayun lang po. Rest assured, Mr. Senate President, that I have no hidden agenda. My God, you know me personally. I hope I maintain you maintain my trust on your chairman. Thank you.
You have our full trust and confidence, Mr. Chairman, and that reminder goes for all the chairpersons of the committees. Hindi lamang po sa inyo yan. So, again, parang kapatid ko to si Senator Bato. I always told him that be fair and ferret out the truth. And yun lamang po. Maraming salamat, Chairman.
Thank you, Senate President.
Chair, if I may.
Naputol ba yung kwan? Saan naputol? Senator Jinggoy, go ahead.
Mr. Chair,
After Senator Jinggoy, Senator Bungo.
I totally and absolutely agree with the opening statement of our Senate President that in this committee, we have to ferret out the truth. And it must, and it should, be based on evidence.
Recording in progress.
But unfortunately, our resource person present here today, that I am testing his credibility, does not have any evidence to present. So, Mr. Chair, Mr. Senate President, Mr. President, if we continue to listen to the imagination or the alibis of this witness, it might, don't get me wrong, Mr. Chair, it might diminish the credibility of this committee. So, that is my piece, Mr. President and Mr. Chair. If we continue to listen to all his alibis and all his lies, imagination, baka mawala yung kredibilidad ng hearing na ito. That's why we have to, sometimes, siguro, papalahanin ko rin yung sarili natin, we have to vet our resource person. Hindi katulad nito na paniniwalaan natin na marami palang kaso.
Yes, Your Honor, I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you. As I've said, meron akong pinaniwalaan sa kanya sinasabi, meron din akong hindi pinapaniwalaan. Kaya nga tayo nag-hearing dito, para nga i-validate natin yung mga pinagsasabi niya. Yun lang po sa akin. I want to hear everyone. Wala po akong sabihin na magpagamit kung anong meron siyang agenda. Wala po. At rest assured na hindi madidiminish yung ating yung ating reputasyon just because of entertaining Agent Jonathan Morales. For all we know, Mr. President, Your Honor, kahit na he is still facing cases, kahit na kumbiktado na yan, kahit na sabihin mo, siya ang pinakamasamang tao sa buong mundo, sa balat ng mundo, still, I believe na he has still his own piece of truth. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na pinakamasamang tao yan. Hindi na natin paniwalaan. How unfair can we be to the people kung hindi natin siya paniwalaan? Kahit na masama siyang tao. Kaya that's the purpose of this hearing. To hear them, to listen to them. And it's for us to believe. Whether we believe on him or not, then same goes through with all the resource person. Ganoon po ang ating treatment dapat. Basta ako, I am just giving you the assurance as you're my vice chairman of this committee and including the Senate President. Please magtiwala lang kayo sa akin and I will do my best na hindi tayo mapapahiya dito sa yung institusyon natin. Hindi mapapahiya dahil sa ginagawa kong hearing. That's all.
Mr. Chair, I believe in you. I believe in you.
Thank you.
I trust you. I think majority of our colleagues trust you.
Thank you.
Wala akong sinasabi na bias ka. No. We have trust. We have full trust and confidence in you, Mr. Chair. What I'm saying, the reason why I gave that particular statement, that it might diminish the credibility of this committee because of the lies and the imagination of this resource person, because I have repeatedly asked question if he has evidence or he has evidence to present or to provide this committee. Wala ho talaga siyang ebidensya maipakita. At yung tinatanong ko lagi sa kanya, yung second question ko sa kanya kanina, which I asked before during the second hearing, kung sino yung confidential informant niya, sinabi niya, hindi niya matandaan. So how can we believe in this with this kind of resource person na wala naman talaga siyang pirepresentang hard proof evidence dito sa committee nito. We are here to ferret out the truth, to know the truth and nothing but the truth. Yun lang naman, and in aid of legislation. Yun lang naman talagang gugustuhin natin. Pero if you have this kind of resource person who are spreading lies and intrigues, that is not acceptable, Mr. President, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Jinggoy. I would yield the floor to Senator Bong Go. You have the floor, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman and Senate President Mig Subiri at sa lahat ng resource persons narito. Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Una po sa lahat, gusto ko pong klaruhin that our objective here is to shed light on the matter and to uncover the whole truth in these allegations. Nothing but the truth. No more, no less. Nandito po ako para suportahan ng ating chairman, Senator Bato, para alamin po ang katotohanan. The truth only. Hindi po tayo magkakamali dyan. Kaya naman po ako po'y sumasangayon kay Senator Bato that we should keep politics out of this hearing. Ang pangunahing layunin natin dito ay ang kapakanan at kaayusan ng publiko. Ayaw natin na bumalik ang paglalaganap ng illegal na droga dahil pag bumalik yan, babalik na naman po ang kriminalidad, babalik po ang korupsyon sa gobyerno. Hindi ito dapat nakadepende kung sino yung kakampi natin dito. Isa po ang ating labanan po ang illegal na droga. Kaya umaapila po ako dahil sa ating mga resource persons nandito ngayon, sabihin nyo lang po ang totoo, the truth only. At pinag-usapan po natin ang droga dito. Mas importante po itong problema ng droga sa ngayon. Since we are talking about operations of PDEA against illegal drugs, may I just also ask Mr. Chair to Director General Lasso. Last May 2, 146.2 million worth of shabu was seized in Zamboanga City. Totoo po ito, Director General?
You may answer, General Lasso.
Totoo ba ito, yes or no?
Can I just ask our operations officer to make sure, Your Honor? Your Honor, can we just check with our office? We don't have a copy of the report right now. We are just checking if there is really an operation that was conducted or not, Your Honor.
Opo. At may karagdagang tanong lang po ako, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, nakarating po na ngayong araw na ito, no, may report na nakatakas daw yung mga presong involved mula dito sa PDEA detention cell. Totoo ba ito?
Your Honor, that's true. At 3 a.m. this morning, it is now being investigated by the regional director in coordination with the Philippine National Police.
Ano bang nangyari, Mr. Chair?
Your Honor, what I got is that they were able to open the roofing of the jail facility.
Yun lang po.
We were on our way here to attend the hearing when I was talking to our regional director, so I still don't have so much details about the incident, Your Honor.
Yun po ang problema dito, Mr. Chair, no? Pag bumalik na naman po ang illegal na droga, babalik na naman ang kriminalidad, babalik na naman po ang korupsyon sa gobyerno. Habang pinag-uusapan natin dito, itong issue ng sa PDEA, meron pang malaking problema ang ating PDEA, nakatakas pa, nahuli na nakatakas pa. So yun lang po, Mr. Chair, magtulungan po dapat ang gobyerno para masugpo
Recording in
itong kinakatakutan nating illegal na droga, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Your Honor, Senator Bongo. Well, we have invited General Serapio. Nakiusap siya dahil flight niya pauwi ng Davao this afternoon. Unahin ko munang tanongin si General Serapio para makaalis na. General Serapio, sir, during the past Senate hearings, your name was mentioned by Mr. Morales. According to him, the Law Enforcement Security Integration Office invited PDEA for a briefing on its operations sometime in 2013. According to him, the Law Enforcement Security Integration Office invited... paulit-ulit pala ito. Sir, do you remember attending said PDEA briefing? Who was present during the said meeting?
Opo, before Mr. Chair,
You have an opening statement, sir?
can I have
Yes, sir.
just,
Yes,
just
sir.
an opening statement?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Very much related po dun sa issue at hand.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir, please.
Tungkol sa pagpunta ni Mr. Jonathan Morales po sa Malacanang.
Yes, sir.
I just would like to thank first the chairman and the members of the Senate Committee on the Public Order and Dangerous Drug for inviting me to this hearing. My greatest, of course, appreciation to all of them for allowing me to be present in this August body. Of course, before anything else po, I would like to also to enlighten the body on the function of LISIO. Kasi na-mention po, Mr. Chair, yung LISIO. So, from 2012 to 2016, I served as the head of the Law Enforcement and Security Integration Office, an attached unit under the Office of the Executive Secretary. And the LISIO was created to assist the Office of the Executive Secretary on matters pertaining the integration of various efforts and initiatives to enhance the collaboration, cooperation of different law enforcement agencies in the Philippines. It was also meant to serve as a coordinating body among various law enforcement and security coordination councils, wherein the Executive Secretary served as the chairman. Sa ATC po, chairman siya. Sa National Coast Watch, chairman siya. Visiting Forces Agreement, chairman po siya. And so many others. So marami po ito. And of course, it was envisioned as a research and policy body designed to aid law enforcement and security units. In other words po, Mr. Chair. And then of course, in relation to the investigation now being done by the hearing being done by the Senate, true enough po, Mr. Chair, that on July 2013, the LISIO, on my own initiative, I just would like to emphasize that 2012 po na create ang office, and 2013 may nangyari po. That's why the LISIO did not try to gather information about it. So LISIO in its own initiative extended an invitation to Mr. Jonathan Morales of the PDEA. This is the reason why, to shed light on the issues being raised by him before the various media outlets against the then leadership of the PDEA. Yung po ang dahilan. Kasi naadala na po ang issue within PDEA sa labas. And of course, being the Office of the President is, of course, directly supervising the PDEA and the Office of the President. Kaya po, siguro po, Mr. Chair, katulad po ninyo, nagpa-snappy po ako noon. So ang ginawa ko po ay nagpatawag po, pinatawag ko yung mga actors dito. And I think one of the actors is here present also. Kaya ano po. So of course, ang intention ko po yun ay bigyan ng information ng ating Executive Secretary kasi baka matanong ng Presidente, bago lang yung opisina ninyon. So I wanted to gather information. This is more of a clarification lang po. In fact, I don't know if I can still remember it. It was never an investigation or even a summon. It was an invitation lang para makuha po namin yung mga ano na yon, mga impormasyon. And of course, it may be well pointed out also that a separate investigation the next day po was also extended to the head of the PDEA to appear and also to shed light and clarify allegation being aired in the media outlets. So the information gathered is supposed to be were supposed to be relayed sa Executive Secretary for the purpose that I have stated and for his guidance and information. And if possible, come up, no? Kasi mukhang research ang ano yung aming opisina, come up with a policy recommendation again for the consideration of the Executive Secretary. Napakarami pong law enforcement sa security. And in fact, during that time, I was even recommending to the Executive Secretary not to have a deputy Executive Secretary purposely to oversee the different councils. Pero for the meantime, yung lesyo po ang gumagawa muna noon. With that, Mr. Chairman, yun po ang aking statement po tungkol doon sa meeting na yun. And that is the only intention of that meeting po. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And again, this is just to confirm yung statement of Morales na during that meeting daw, binul out mo daw siya dahil sabi mo daw, hindi totoong drug lord yung nahuli nyo. Am I correct, Morales?
Yes, Your Honor, pinagalitan po ako doon, Your Honor. Doon sa Malacanang.
Hindi totoong drug lord.
Opo, pinagalitan po ako. Hindi raw po totoong drug lord yan. Yung mga hinuhuli nyo, mga wala namang kasalanan yan.
Well, sandali but this is not separate. This is separate from the case ng itong pre-ops na pinag-uusapan natin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibang kaso ito?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. Yung ito po yung pinatawag po ako doon sa Malacanang. Kaya nga, lahat po nung ongoing at saka po yung hindi natuloy na operation po, yun po yung pinis po noon kila General Serapio.
Sir, you confirm na siyang nandun?
Yes po. In fact, we are three. Tatlo po kami.
Sinong isa?
The other one is Attorney Jojo Lacanilaw. He is my deputy, and in fact, he was the one who arranged this. And in fact, he was also the one who called my attention na nasa media na yung awayan na yon. So I said, okay, yung process ng invitation gawin natin, and then through it up, yun mo po, yung invitation po sa kanya ay ginawa namin. But during po the meeting, I could not recall really, but there were operations na sinasabi niya. But the meat, I think there is more on gripes. May konting ano. So,
para naging gripe session yun.
Hindi. Nakikinig lang po kami kasi gusto lang namin makuha ang mga impormasyon eh. Bakit sila nagkakaroon ng konting hindi pagkakatao? So, we listen to him. And I could not anymore remember kung ano ba, na-bowl out ba siya o not. But true enough, may mga sinasabi siyang mga operations niya or whatever there, no? But of course, maybe Attorney Lacanilaw who was there taking notes, and in fact, he was the one who prepared the report to the Executive Secretary. He's also here.
Hindi ko siya?
Opo. Kaya po kasi wala na po, Mr. Chair, yung lisyo eh. Wala na po kaming records, wala na po kaming makunan. Kasi 2016 po, na-dissolve na po yung lisyo.
You want to do something, Attorney Lacanilaw?
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
Yes, nag-quote ka na? Gusek, andito ka naman lang, baka sabihin mo, sayang yung presensya mo dito, hindi ka man pinasalita.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this investigation, sir?
I do.
Thank you very much, sir. Please take your seat.
Magandang hapon po. At kino-confirm po namin na tinawag namin yung dalawang partido. Actually kasi magulo na yung media.
Sinong dalawang partido?
Yung po si Jonathan Morales, who's on media. Para ngayon din, marami siyang sinasabi against the PIDEA leadership. At that point po si General Kakdak, no?
General Kakdak.
Just to shed
you confirm this? Kasama ka doon sa meeting yan?
Pero hindi po magkasama, magka-separate po.
Magka-separate po. Hindi sila nagharapan dyan sa...
So
sinong naunang kinausap mo?
Sila Jonathan Morales.
Okay, please continue.
Kami pong tatlo. And then when he came in, as everybody else, we were expecting some evidence. Kasi ang allegation niya, inilipat siya. Hindi naman kami naglipat sa kanya eh. Inilipat siya from his assignment dun sa big operations into community drug prevention. Kasi ang allegation niya, parang hawak yung PIDEA ng mga sindikato. So we expected na meron naman siyang konting papakita sa amin. Wala naman siyang pinakita, allegations lang. Kung titignan niyo si General Serapio, hindi mo nang bobola out yan eh. Napakabait na officer yan. So I don't remember na binobola out siya. In fact, the last time he said, we met him for 4 hours, that's impossible. Kasi wala naman kaming time eh, to actually meet him for 4 hours like this. Kasi sandali lang naman yung tanong eh. And then nung wala na siyang pinakita, tapos na ho yung usapan. And then we called sila PIDEA General Kakdak, and I remember he brought in a PIDEA lawyer, no? And basically, ask him, no? Confront him. Ito yung sinasabi, ano ba masasabi mo? Wala rin ho talaga silang, siyempre, they cannot prove a negative, di ba? Kasi hindi naman totoo yung sinasabi niya. So yun lang ho yung aming content ng usapan. And at some point, he explained nga kung bakit nila, hindi ko alam kung siya yung nagtanggal o si General Gutierrez, tinanggal siya dun sa operation eh. Nilipat siya sa community. At basically, kaya siya tinanggal kasi meron siyang masamang ginawa, no? I don't want to get into it kasi hindi ko naman specifically alam. So that was very quick. Tapos na ho yun. And then si General Kakdak ho talaga, nag-brief na sa amin ng mga bagay-bagay na ginagawa ng PIDEA. Yung meeting na yun, mas matagal siguro yun kaysa dun sa sinasabi ni Mr. Morales. Kasi hindi naman ho kami nagtagal dun sa sinasabi niya kasi wala naman siyang pinakitang ebidensya. So at the end of the day, ang napagkasunduan ho namin ni General Serapio, let's consider this as internal matter. Kasi nag-file na yung case sila against him. And then si Mr. Morales naman is free to file any case against the PIDEA. So ang Malacanang po, umatras na po kami, hindi na po namin, ang inaano lang po namin kasi lumabas sa media, baka magtanong si OES, ES, at matanong din si President ng tungkol dun sa nangyayari sa PIDEA kasi masyado na magulo yung social media noon tsaka mga radio. That's why we ask him. Yun yung kabuuan na ginawa ng Office of the President tungkol dun sa reklamo ni Mr. Morales. Nung araw, that was about 11 years ago, no? 2013. Matagal na rin ho yun eh. And then, I think ni-revive niya yun noong 2016. Again I remember, nung bagong presidente. And then ngayon, na-revive na naman sa third. So, I don't know what's the purpose. Pero yun po yung kabuuan nung ginawa po ng Malacanang. And everything was turned over to PIDEA for internal processing.
Mr. Chair, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that. Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman.
Senator Chis Escudero.
Mr. Chairman, yes. May I know what the issue that was out in media and social media already at that time? Ano po ba yung isyong pinag-aawayan? Because the premise of this question, Mr. Chairman, Attorney Lacanilao, is ang pinapalabas ni Ginoong Morales kasi, pinigilan daw yung investigasyon niya mula sa taas mismo yung utos at bilang patunay noon at ebidensya noon, pinatawag nga daw siya sa Malacanang. Sino ba naman siya para patawag sa Malacanang ng mga kinatawan ng ES ng mga panahon? Hindi po ba? Yun po yung dating. Kaya po kayo pinatawag ng chairman natin dahil yun yung dating eh. Na kaya sa pinatawag, dahil nga doon sa pinipigilan sa kanya yung operation, particular subject matter ng PIDELIX ha. Ngayon, ang tanong ko po, ano po ba yung issue kung bakit nyo siya tinawag? Tungkol din po ba dito?
Yun po exactly yung pinalalabas niya sa social media, saka sa radyo.
Ngayon?
Allegations po, noon po, noong 2013, na kaya siya nilipat, hindi naman kami naglipat sa kanya. Nilipat siya from this big operation to a smaller one. Nabanggit ni Mr. Chairman yung pangalan Chinese, naalala ko lang po. Dahil nga daw po, parang ini-imply niya na hawak ng Chinese syndicate yung PIDEA. Ngayon, one of the things he said, kaya rin kami na-trigger, is that parang walang ginagawa yung Malacanang. Ganun yung kwento eh. Magulo na ho sa social media noon, tsaka sa radyo.
Hindi po, ang tanong ko po, alam niyo naman yung subject matter nung PIDEA, supposed PIDEA leak video eh. Meron daw sesyon na nagaganap ng cocaine sa Rockwell. Yan po ba yung subject matter?
Hindi po.
O may kinalaman po ba sa subject matter na yan, yung pagpapatawag ninyo sa kanya? Yan po ba yung issue kung bakit niyo po siya pinatawag o hindi?
Hindi po, hindi po. It's about his mga reklamo niya na inilipat siya from a big operation to community operations, I think sa Payatas, at ini-imply niya na hawak ng sindikato yung PIDEA leadership, kaya ginawa yon. So yun ang lumalabas sa media. Hindi ko po naririnig yung Rockwell. Wala pong kinalaman dun yun. Kaya po pinatawag namin, just because of that claim, na gusto namin, patunayan mo naman, kasi unfair naman na sasabihin mo sa media yan. So we gave him a chance. Pero wala naman po siyang pinakita.
Ang tinutukoy niyo po ba yung lumabas sa pahayagan ngayon na si Ginoong Michael Yang ang sindikato na involved sa drug, even at that time?
Hindi ko na po matandaan yung pangalan, pero I could imagine na tama po yung lumalabas ngayon, na yun po yung nabanggit. Siguro makakonfirm na lang ni General Kakdak. Kasi pinakita po sa amin yung grupo ng Chinese syndicates, hindi ko na rin po matandaan eh. Pero there's one operation that he was involved in, and then may nangyaring allegations against him, tinanggal siya. Inilipat siya sa community. After that, lumabas na lahat sa media, nagre-reklamo siya sa media. That was 2013, 11 years ago. Because of that, I think several weeks Kaya doon po kami na-trigger in a sense na baka madamay si ES na tanungin ng media, madamay yung presidente, so we have to get to the bottom of the truth. So we did. Try to do that. Ang problema, when he came in, he had nothing to show anyway. Wala ho siyang ebidensya. Kaya hindi na ho namin din na-pursue yung mga allegations against the PIDEA leadership. And then we asked PIDEA leadership, meron din naman silang counter-complaint against him at in-explain nga nila kung bakit siya natanggal doon. And we thought, alam na namin yung nangyari, we can answer ES question if he had any, or even the President. And so that was the end of it. And we said, oh, sige, internal process na yan. Nag-complaint naman sila, may admin case or criminal case. Siya naman pwede mag-complaint. So hindi na po namin ginalaw yun.
So may I just clarify, Mr. Chairman? So it is your testimony that number one, walang kinalaman dito sa pre-operation report na tinatawag na PDELIX yung pagpapatawag sa kanya. Number two, ang alegasyon niya ay walang ginagawa ang Malacanang. Nakabaliktaran tila ng sinasabi ngayon na may ginawa daw ang Malacanang kaugnay sa pagpapapigil ng report na umakyat hanggang sa kay Ginoong Kakdak, gayon din sa Executive Secretary dati. Naalala niyo po bang sinabi niya ng particular yun?
Mr. Senator, hindi ko po kasi napakinggan yung buong testimony niya ngayon. No? At inaalala ko lang po yung mga nangyari. Wala akong kinalaman sa Rockwell, whatever that is, ngayon ko lang ho kasi narinig yun. It was all about his complaints against the PDEA leadership for transferring him to a new assignment of alleging that there was some connivance between the syndicate and the PDEA. That's why we called him. Explain nyo naman. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng sa radyo tayo mag-air. Wala naman ho siyang pinakitang kahit na anong ebidensya. And then to be fair naman, we also called the PDEA anyway and confronted them with a question. Ano ba itong ina-allege ni Morales sa inyo? In-explain naman ho nila na ang nangyari ho dyan, nag-grade yata sila ng, I think Michael Yang ho yata yung pangalan. And then may nangyaring ina-allege against him, no? That's why he was removed. Hindi na namin pinasukan yun eh. And then ultimately, dahil nag-file din sila ng admin case, I don't know kung criminal case yung final nila, we moved out na. Kasi alam na namin nangyari, it doesn't necessitate any more intervention from the Office of the President. And it went through the process at yun nga, matanggal yata si Mr. Morales sa PDEA, hindi na ho namin alam yun. Process na ho yun eh.
Is this, Mr. Chairman, if I may, is this Michael Yang, the same Michael Yang that is from Davao City? General Kakdak? Yes.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead, sir, go ahead.
The subject of the operation was Mark C. Tan and Judy Tan, not Michael Yang.
Not Michael Yang. Mark C. Tan and?
Mark C. Tan and Judy Tan.
Okay.
I would like to
I just heard the name of Michael Yang just 5 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, I heard it too, but I wasn't sure. I think the more reliable testimony will be by General Kakdak.
Okay, then we have to be very careful with the words that
I did not say it. I didn't
emit
say
from
it.
this committee.
Apologies.
Yeah, we're under oath. Thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you, sir. General Kakdak, sir, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Your Honors, good afternoon. I would just like to report that
Pakikuan, sir, Mike.
when I graduated from the Philippine Military Academy in 1978, I was appointed second lieutenant in the Philippine Constabulary Armed Forces of the Philippines. In 1991, I joined the Philippine National Police until my retirement on October 11, 2012 as a 3-star general, where I served under General Nicanor Bartolome as his Deputy Chief for Administration. I was appointed as Director General PDEA on October 11, but took my oath of office on October 18. Under my leadership, Your Honor, PDEA was adjudged as best agency for 3 consecutive years, 2013, 2014, and 2015, pursuant to the performance-based bonus program of the DBM, Civil Service Commission, and the Development Academy of the Philippines. Kung sa basketball po, Your Honor, Grand Slam po. At kung sa FAMAS naman po, Hall of Fame na po ang PDEA. Kasi po, yung mga tao namin ay credible and competent. Kaya po namin na-attain yung mga targets na sinabmit namin, actually nahigitan pa po namin. In 2016, before the assumption of the new administration, I reported to Executive Secretary Ochoa to submit my irrevocable resignation effective July 1 to pave the way for the appointment of a new Director General by the new administration, Your Honor. But may I just continue that the issue that was resulted to my being invited by the Office of General Serapio are as follows. Nung wala pa po ako sa PDEA, noong July 13, 2012, a case of robbery extortion RUJN-13-02512-CR under RTC Branch 76 of Quezon City was filed against Mr. Morales and 12 other intelligence and investigation service personnel. This was during the time of General Gutierrez, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor. The complainant was Mark C. Tan and Judy Tan. It involved 8 million pesos allegedly for robbery extortion. And this was investigated by the National Bureau of Investigation. If I remember correctly, I was still with the PNP. This matter was investigated by the House of Representatives and the Senate because of the scandal that it generated.
What particular scandal, sir?
Yun pong robbery extortion case, 8 million robbery extortion case, was investigated by the Senate and the House of Representatives.
Sino mga victim, sir? Nun?
Yun pong Mark C. Tan and Judy Tan.
Puro ito pure Chinese nationals or Filipino-Chinese?
They are Filipino-Chinese, Your Honor.
Sige, sir. Please continue.
So, nung pong September 27, 2012, as a result of the filing of the case, Mr. Morales and 2 other agents, meaning the three of those who were accused by Mark C. Tan and Judy Tan, accused IIS personnel. May I make a correction, Your Honor? On September 27, 2012, Mr. Morales and the other accused IIS personnel were relieved from the IIS and placed admin holding office of the AHRS by Yusek Sani Gutierrez. Wala po akong kinalaman sa pagkakarelib sa kanila dahil wala pa po ako. Nirelieve po sila siguro ni General Gutierrez kasi General Gutierrez is already in heaven. He will not be able to explain this anymore. I would like to presume na kaya sila inalis para po hindi maharas yung mga complainant, Your Honor. I know you, Mr. Chairman, you're also very strict. Baka kung kayo po yung Director General, tinatapon nyo sa Mindanao itong mga tao na to. Pero mabait po si...
Basilan Tawi-Tawi, sir.
Yes, sir. Kaya nga po mabait po si Yusek Gutierrez. I know him because he is very kind. He was my boss when he was R2 of Region 3. I was his deputy. And he was Assistant Provincial Director of Pampanga. I was a company commander of 173rd PC Company. So, the move was made presumably to protect the complainants para hindi po sila maharas. So, nung October 2 po, Mr. Morales and 2 of the accused dito sa 8 million robbery extortion case issued an affidavit accusing, I will just name 2, kasi po, they're also in heaven now. ASEC Carlos Gadapan and Director Tri Lindon P. Aspacio of irregularities and submitted same to the DOJ. Diniretso po nila sa DOJ, hindi lang po ako sigurado dahil wala akong nakitang transmittal letter. Hindi ko po alam kung dinaan nila sa Director General nila kasi po diniretso po yung affidavit. Okay. Binanggit ko po si Director Aspacio kasi po may kinalaman po turon sa administrative case na kakaharapin niya eventually because of what he did. So on October 18 na, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, I took my oath of office as Director General of PIDEA.
October 18,
2012, Your Honor.
2012.
Opo, Your Honor.
Wait.
So, nung December 17, 2012, nasa admin holding office po sila. Hindi po ako nagtanggal sa kanila, si Yusek Gutierrez. And I already mentioned the possible reason kasi SOP naman po yan sa AFP tsaka sa PNP. Pag mayroon na accused na tao ka, kailangan i-hold mo muna sila para hindi po maharas o masaktan yung pong mga nagrereklamo laban sa kanila. Nakita ko po na 4 na buwan na silang walang ginagawa na nasumusweldo. Nanghinayang po ako sa sweldo nila na tinatanggap. Hindi naman po sila nasuspinde. So, naisip ko po ibalik sila sa mainstream. Ginagastos ng gobyerno sa kanila. So, nag-coincide po ito sa observation ng isang popular broadcaster of ABS-CBN when he said na paano mo makliklear ng droga ang Pilipinas kung dyan mismo sa barangay kung saan nakatayo ang PIDEA, may droga. Ganun po. So based on this statement, which is, I'm sure important, I considered important because it affects our credibility, Your Honor. Huli ka ng huli rin sa malayo, tapos dyan sa kapitbahay mo, may nagtutulak, hindi mo ginagalaw. Although, sa aking pagkakaintindi sa national strategy, the clearing of drug-affected barangays actually rests on the Anti-Drug Abuse Council, chaired by the mayor. Ang vice chairman po dyan, kadalasan yung chief of police. Dapat po sila yung nanghuhuli ng street level. Kasi po, ang PIDEA, ang mandato po namin, ang hanapin po yung supply ng droga. Number 1, Cebu Laboratory, smuggling sites, marijuana plantation sites. Kasi po, kung hindi namin maharang sa ibabaw yung droga, bababa po yan, mahirapan po yung mga law enforcement agencies natin sa ilalim. Kaya nga po, wala pang 2,000 yung tao ng PIDEA Kasi nga po, high value targets dapat, tsaka high impact operations lang ang gaganap. Alam ko po yun. Pero importante rin po na maipakita natin sa tao, dahil po sa observation ng media, na dapat ko rin i-consider. Kasi citizen din po sila. At siguro yun po yung naririnig nila sa mga tao. Nagtayo po ako ng Task Force Pinyahan under the Regional Office of the National Capital Region. So yung pong mga na-floating na galing sa IIS, nilagay ko po doon with specific instruction na i-clear nyo yung barangay Pinyahan.
Kasama doon si Morales?
Kasama po doon si Mr. Morales, Your Honor. So, wala naman pong nagrereklamo. Kasi sa totoo lang, from floating, babalik mo sa mainstream, dapat matuwa na sila eh. Wala naman po nagrereklamo. So tahimik po. Meron po silang 4 na pusher na nahuli. Meron pong 4 na dinala sa rehab. So tuloy-tuloy po kasi medyo mahaba po yung listahan ng target personality sa barangay na yon. Kaya lang po, meron pong nangyari. Ito na po. Meron pong report yung Legal and Prosecution Service ko noong December 26, 2012 na sinabi, ni-report po sa akin through a memo dated December 26, 2012 na si Agent Morales turned witness for the accused and testified that there was no actual bypass operation by PIDEA agents against Albert Chua and Wen Miao. Mr. Morales further said that the contents of his affidavit were false because the evidence were fabricated and the evidence planted. This is in connection with the criminal case 16939 of the Regional Trial Court, Branch 43, San Fernando, Pampanga, for violation of Section 5, Article 2, and Article 26 of the Revised Penal Code, RA 9165, Your Honor.
Sir, klaruhin ko. Klaruhin ko, ibig sabihin from arresting officer, completely nag-turn around siya 180 degrees
Mr.
against his operation?
Yes, Your Honor. Kaya ako po yung namangha eh. Ang tagal ko po sa serbisyo, noon lang ako nakaranas ng ganun. Samantalang yung mga ahente po natin na hindi nag-a-appear sa korte at nadidismiss ang kaso, kinakasuhan na po namin kaagad. Kasi po may mga case monitor po kami sa bawat drug court. Ito po ay inumpisa nung panahon ni General Junicio.
Sir, pause muna tayo sandali. Morales, kindly respond to that.
Mr. Chairman, totoo po yung sinasabi ni Gerald Kakdak. Ganito po yun. Yung nabanggit niya kanina na nag-file kami ng kaso sa PIDEA IAS together with 2 other agents. Sinabi po namin yung irregularities na nangyayari doon sa PIDEA.
Sandali lang. Yung kaso na sinabi niya na kayo ang arresting officer pagkatapos nag-execute ka ng affidavit in favor of the arrested persons na sinabi mo daw na fabricated lang yung evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Kayo nahuli nun. Tapos,
ganito yun, sir.
Yes.
Yung operation na yun, hindi talaga anti-drugs operation yun. Kaya ito yung subject nung complaint namin dun sa PIDEA IAS. Yun po yun. Nauna po, yung ipinail namin kaso dun sa PIDEA IAS, hindi nga po inintindi, talagang inanan lang po nila ni Railroad. Ang nangyari po, pag upo ko doon sa Pampanga, every time na nakikita ko yung mga pamilya, yung pamilya ng akusado, maaawa ka po talaga. Kasi dahil alam ko talaga hindi nangyari. Dahil ako isa lang doon sa naturo na apayan. Kasi nung time na yun, kaya kami nagreklamo sa IAS, kinukomplain namin yung director namin dahil under duress kami, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman,
hindi ka nabayaran?
Hindi, Your Honor. Hindi, Your Honor.
Yes, wait,
I'm sorry, I've been really patient, but this has absolutely nothing to do with the Batangas drug haul and nothing to do with the Fidelix. This is something former Agent Morales has probably against General Kakdak or probably has something against General Serapio. Sorry for cutting the chairman, but ang layo na ho ng pati na yung mga tan na ho na involved na eh. Ang layo na ho eh. So may I ask, Mr. Chairman, that we not give that much leeway to the witness to be talking about so many things, and in the end, we bothered General Serapio, who's supposed to leave for Davao this afternoon. We bothered, even if he was not invited, Attorney Lacanilao, we bothered General Kakdak simply because he was mentioned, making it appear, it seems that it was all a conspiracy to silence him. But listening to these honorable gentlemen and officers and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, so may I ask that we try to not go into everything Mr. Morales is saying each time he mentions a name. This has nothing to do with the subject matter at hand. And this has nothing to do, Mr. Chairman, as well, with what we are trying to find out in this hearing. Medyo masyado na lang muna.
Yes, noted, Senator Jesus Cudero. Noted, but pinakinggan ko lang si General Kakdak and sayang rin yung statement niya kung hindi ko pakinggan. But anyway, noted po yung observation mo.
Mr. Chairman,
yes,
Your Honor.
Please continue.
May I just be allowed to continue para po dumugtong doon sa statement po ng Office ni General Serapio.
Please, sige sir, continue.
Dahil po sa kanyang pag-retract ng kanyang statement at pag-amin na tinanim lang yung ebidensya laban sa dalawang Chinese nationals in San Fernando City, Pampanga in McDonald. When it was reported to me, Your Honor, inirefer ko lang po sa sa Internal Affairs Service. Normal naman po yan pag may mga ganyang sumbong. Di yung Internal Affairs Service po ang magdedetermine ng facts. Hindi ko naman po sila pinatawag para pagalitan Hindi ko nga po alam kung bakit lagi nababanggit na pinag-initan siya. Nanggagaling naman po sa kanya lahat yung mga pangyayari. Ginagampanan lang po natin yung trabaho natin. So ang nangyari po, Your Honor, nagkaroon po ng investigasyon under the Internal Affairs Service. At after the investigation po, Mr. Morales was formally charged and was required to submit his answer thereto. This was more or less July po of 2013, Your Honor. So ito po yung naging basihan niya siguro, hindi ko naman po alam. Pumunta po siya sa ABS-CBN for 3 consecutive nights. I was accused by Mr. Morales na ako daw po ay hindi nanghuhuli ng Chinese drug syndicates. Na siguro po ako daw ay duwag. Mga ganun po, medyo foul. Birang Director General po, hindi ko po pinatulan. Kasi nga po meron pong kaso na didesisyonan ko Baka makapagsalita po ako ng mali. Ipa-inhibit niya ako. So, ang ginawa ko po, dahil i-explain ko lang po. Yung pong mga sinasabi niya na tinatarget nila nung nandun sila sa Intelligence and Investigation Service, pinatanong ko po sa regional director niya dahil nasa NCR na po siya. Jack, tanungin mo nga kung ano yung grupo na sinasabi ni Morales. Baka meron tayong nakaligtaan. Ayaw pong ibigay, Your Honor. Hanggat po nung ako na po ay na-accuse sa TV, sinabihan ko si Jack, isyuhan mo ng memo. Tanungin mo kung ano yung grupo na sinasabi niya. Kasi naman, meron po tayong listahan Hindi naman po pwedeng sabay-sabay trabahuhin yan. Kung sino po yung may access sa information, sa intelligence, yun po yung umuusad Pagka, hindi naman po kayang sabay-sabayan ng PIDEA 2,000 lang po yung tao namin compared to the PNP na 110,000 during that time. Kami po wala pang 2,000. So, nagtuloy-tuloy po yan. Nung pong I tried to explain, I tried to secure yun pong appointment with Mr. Tunying, but apparently Mr. Morales was also there. Ayoko naman po makipagdebate. Medyo malayo po yung salary grade ni Mr. Morales sa akin kasi undersecretary po ako. Nahihiya po akong pumatol makipagdebate sa salary grade na ganun, without meaning offense, Mr. Chairman. I hope you understand me. So, pumunta po ako doon sa programa sa Channel 7. Doon po ako nag-explain. Eventually po, pinatawag din po ako ng office ni General Serapio because of the accusations, unfounded accusations of Mr. Morales. So, pumunta pa rin po ako roon. Kaya nga po nung ako'y umattend nung ako po ay pumunta doon, meron po ako mga dala ng mga ginagawa na namin. IAS informed the respondent that administrative case against him is submitted for resolution. On October 2, I approved the decision of the IAS, Your Honor. I heard that dismissing Mr. Morales for dishonesty, grave misconduct, and conduct prejudicial to the mo yung mga Shabu Laboratory, i-identify mo kung nasan yung mga Shabu landing sites at saka yung marijuana plantation para ma-hit mo yung sources of drugs. Medyo very challenging po yung pong marching orders ng presidente sa akin. So, nagpunta po si Mr. Morales sa civil service, natalo po siya. Sinustain po yung decision namin. Nagpunta po sa Court of Appeals, natalo rin po siya. Ngayon po, nagpunta po sa Supreme Court, natalo rin po siya. Kaya ko lang po ito sinasabi, Your Honor, para ipaliwanag na hindi po siya pinag-initan ng PIDEA leadership. We were just trying to perform our duty. Kahit sino po yung Director General doon, pag nalaman po yung nangyari ron sa kaso sa San Fernando, kung saan sinabi niya nagkaroon ng buy bust, tapos na po yung direct testimony niya, in-affirm niya yung statement niya. Pagdating po nung i-cross-examine na po siya ng defense, bigla po siyang naging witness for the defense. Nilagay niya po sa kahihiyan yung PIDEA, tsaka po yung Office of the Prosecution Service. Kasi po dumaan yan sa preliminary investigation, pinaniwalaan na po sila, kaya po umabot sa korte. Pagkatapos sasabihin niya, plinant lang yung ebidensya. Napakasakit po, pero hindi ko po siya pinagalitan kahit kailan. Hindi ko po siya pinagalitan, puro papel lang po ang tumakbo. Eventually po, na-dismiss siya, Your Honor. So, eventually po, in-affirm po ng Supreme Court. Wala pong kinalaman ito doon sa PIDEA leaks, Your Honor, because I assumed October 2012 and I was replaced by General La Peña, June 30, 2016, before July 1, 2016, upon the assumption of President Duterte. Kaya po, wala po akong personal knowledge doon sa PIDEA leaks kasi wala pa po ako, Your Honor. But hopefully, my testimony this afternoon will clarify na hindi na po siya pinag-initan. Hindi po siya pinag-initan. Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Again, I would like to thank you for your presence. Kahit na may medical condition ka, pumunta ka pa rin. And thank you for that. And thank you for pagmarinig ko ng yung upper class ko magsabi, Your Honor sa akin eh. Parang mapapabris up ako eh. Thank you, sir. Thank you talaga. I hope wala kang sama ng loob dito sa committee na pinatawag ka na kahit na may medical condition ka.
Yes, Your Honor. Wala po, Your Honor. Nagkataon lang po nung biglaan po kasi yung subpoena ninyo, yung invitation ninyo. Dumating po ng Friday sa PIDEA. Wala na po akong time para ma-research. At the same time po, pinag-aralan ko po yung condition kasi masakit po yung aking batok. Okay, nagpa-MRI po ako. Meron daw pong naipit na ugat sa C3, C4, C5, C6. Yun lang po ang aking. Meron po akong medical certificate kung i-require po ninyo ngayon. Isasubmit ko po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ingat ka, sir, talaga mo yung health mo dahil halos lahat ng mga PIDEA agents na nabanggit ito, puro patay na eh. At least, sir, ikaw, sir, buhay na buhay. Buhay na buhay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Maraming salamat, sir. General Gumban, sir, you want to say something? Yung presence mo dito,
if you will let us present what we have done during those April 14, sir. Just to answer the letter of Mr. Morales. I call for a meeting for the whole service directors to answer his letter.
Yung letter niya na sinabi sa inyo na
sinabi rin sa inyo.
Copy-furnish ako.
Yes, sir.
Na sinasabi niya na hindi siya ang source nung leakage na yon.
Yes, sir.
To that effect, di ba?
So,
you want to present kung anong tinapos niyo?
Yes, sir, kung anong ginawa namin doon.
Please, sir. Yeah, you have the floor.
The details of that, sir, will be presented by the Legal and Prosecution Service kasi nandun siya, sir, nung diniscuss ko yun.
But before you continue, sir, naalala ko lang. Sabi nila, ikaw daw yung
ng estimate sa public. Gumagawa lang kami niyan, sir, kung na-weigh na. Kung tapos na yung weighing. Yun, sir, hindi pa tapos eh.
Okay. Sige, please continue. Yung with regards to the letter of Morales.
Yes, sir. The Attorney Del Valle will discuss that, sir, the details.
Okay, go ahead. You have the floor, Attorney Del Valle.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, and to the honorable members of this committee and to all those who are present here. Good afternoon. I would like to say thank you, Mr. Chair, for giving us this opportunity to discuss with you the result of the investigation that we have conducted to answer the following questions. Number one, whether these documents, the pre-documents, ay naging part or official document of PIDEA. And the other question that I will be discussing is about who is the resource person that we have here, Mr. Jonathan Morales. All those questions that I have mentioned will be addressed in the presentation that I will be going to report. And I would like to inform this honorable committee that the report that I'm going to make is not my personal opinion. It's not my personal report because as mentioned by our Deputy Director General for Operation, this is the result of the investigation that the PIDEA had conducted as yung aming Deputy Director General for Operation ay siya po yung head dito with the instruction of the Director General of PIDEA. Okay, please, next slide. Yung report that I'm going to present, ito po yung final report that we have submitted to the Director General of PIDEA dated April 14, 2024. Okay, in the next slide please. Take a look at the two documents na sinasabi nating alleged PIDEA leaks. The pre-operation report and the authority to operate. If you are going to take a look at the two pictures there, makikita natin that those documents, number one, parehas po silang walang control number. Aside from these two documents na walang control number, yung documents pong ito were intentionally obliterated. And yung documents pong ito, most of the items therein ay remained unfilled. Ibig sabihin, this deprived the PIDEA para malaman po magkaroon ng kung talagang totoo or hindi or nag-e-exist yung dokumentong ito. Kasi hindi namin mabe-verify. In the investigation that we have conducted
Ganito,
here during the past 2 years.
kapag
yes po.
na-disapprove o kaya hindi na-submit yung papel na yan, magkakaroon ba ng control number? Halimbawa, ako si Morales, nagawin ko yan. At inamin naman niya, pinirmahan niya. Ngayon, kung sinabihan ako na di-disapprove yung operation na yan, magkakaroon ba yan ng control number?
Hindi po.
Oh, hindi. So, meaning, tingnan mo nature ng papel. Tingnan mo, kung sabihin mo, new file yan, that's an old file. Tingnan mo yung color ng papel. Yeah? Color ng papel. At saka yung butas doon sa confidential. Lumang papel yan. Pero ang tanong dyan, sino may hawak ng papel na yan?
Okay,
diba?
that's what we are going to answer
Okay.
po, Your Honor, in my next presentation. And
So,
some of the slides.
settle tayo dyan na kung hindi yan na-submit at hindi na-approve, obvious, hindi talaga magkakaroon ng control number.
Yes po.
Correct?
Yes
Okay.
po.
Please continue.
But napakalinaw po during the series of questions na tinanong po yung ating resource person that he cannot even present any evidence that would prove that these 2 documents ay talagang nangyari o totoo. In this pre-operation report, makikita po natin.
If you're going to say na hindi totoo yung papel na yan, parang na rin sinabi mo na ako'y nauto ni Morales. Kasi sinabi ko naman talaga, totoo. Makita mo yung papel, oh, discolored. Andiyan yung papel na yan. Ang tanong lang kayo kung sino may hawak. Ha?
Your Honor,
Ako'y naniniwala na may papel na ganyan talaga. Despite the fact na soft copy lang yan. Paano magkakaroon ng soft copy kung wala yung papel na yan?
Recording in progress.
Very clear yung papel. Brown na nga, oh, sa kalumaan niya. Ulit, oh, tingnan mo. Mga stain sa baba, oh. Pwede ba yung i-computer generate yan? Yung papel na yan, i-imbintuhin mo yan? Pati yung butas doon sa panser? Just one, physical examination of the papel. Although, Xerox lang yan. Pero yung original na papel yan, tingnan mo. Lumang papel talaga yan. Kaya nga, ako yung naniniwala sa inyo na wala talaga sa inyo. Most likely, ito sa akin. Kung hindi man ito nalagay sa file ninyo, ito honest opinion ko ito. Kung hindi ito nalagay sa file ninyo, pwedeng ang gumawa nito siyang nagtago ng papel na ito.
Posible.
Ako, to be honest, I am not destroying you, Morales. Ako, isa rin yan sa iniisip ko na pwedeng ikaw gumawa nito, hindi mo na-submit, baka nasa iyo yung papel na yan. Pero, sige lang, I am giving you the benefit of the doubt. Pero pag sinabi ninyo, ikaw, attorney, kung sabihin mo na never nag-exist yung papel na yan, yan ay gawa-gawa lang. Maniwala kaya ako sa'yo? Yung nature ng papel, kahit na photocopy lang yan, paano lalabas yung soft copy kung walang hard copy? Oh, anong sinisirox niya? Kung ano kinukopyahan kung wala yan? Kung hindi yan existing?
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Siguro po yung papel na to, dokumentong to nag-exist.
Oh,
but
nag-exist
only on
nga.
the part of the Mr. Jonathan Morales because these documents that I have been mentioning, never po itong naging part ng official document
Well,
of PDEA.
naniwala ako sa inyo pag dineclare nyo yan dahil talagang tinignan niyo sa record ninyo. Tinignan niyo sa record nyo. Wala talaga yan.
Yes,
Pero
Your Honor.
please do not make that impression to this committee na non-existent yung papel na yan. Paano nagkakaroon ng soft copy kung walang hard copy niyan? Existent yan, but you cannot determine the location of that paper.
Yes, Your
Am
Honor.
I correct? Okay, so dapat magkaintindihan tayo dyan.
Yes, Your Honor.
At tayo nagdududa kung sino nagtago ng papel na yan at sino nag-leak, di ba? Sino? Kaya yan tayo nagkakaroon ng investigasyon.
Okay,
Please continue.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, if an agent prepares a pre-op report, theoretically, and does not submit it, dahil nagdalawang isip siya, natakot siya, kung ano man ang motibo niya, o nabayaran siya, kung ano man ang motibo niya, he did not submit it, as you testified. Wala sa records niyo. Is that document confidential? Is that document part of your official records?
My answer, Your Honor, it's no. It did not become part of the official records of PDEA. Maybe that documents ay naging official or personal file lamang po ng ating resource person.
Ang personal file ng isang resource person, tulad ng sinabi ng ating chairman, nung siya'y police, marami siyang mga informant, may mga ebidensya kang nakakalap, pag-alis sa departamento, pag-retire, dala-dala niya yun. Iuwi niya yan. Parang ako rin yan. Nung nag-congressman ako, nag-governor, unang term ko sa Senado, nung natapos, dala-dala ko rin lahat. malay ko bang bawal yun? Sabi nga ni Senator Tolentino, wala namang batas na nagsasabing bawal yun. So hanggat hindi tinatanggap ng PIDEA para magpasa kayo kung itutuloy nga ba yung operasyon o hindi pa opisyal na dokumento ng PIDEA yun. Ganun po ba interpretasyon
Yes
niyo?
po, Your Honor.
So it may be a document prepared by a PIDEA agent, but not something that the PIDEA would stand on as of yet, because it has not yet been tested, the veracity, the validity, at hindi hinusgahan pa kung ito nga ay i-operate natin o hindi.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Ngayon, tudutuan ko po kung pinapanood niyo po yung mga hearing ni Senator Bato na number 1 yata to sa social media ngayon, ang alegasyon ni Ginoong Morales ay hindi sa pinayagan i-operate ito. Pinigilan siyang i-operate ito. Umakyat hanggang kay General dating Director Kakdak. Umakyat hanggang kay Gadapan. Umakyat hanggang kay SSO. Ang dami ng pinuntahan. Kaya ang pinatawag pa rin siya sa Malacanang Ang tanong ko, kung hindi bahagi ng record ng PIDEA, paano ito matatanggihan ng kahit sino sa PIDEA kung wala sa records?
Your Honor, actually po ang nangyari dito kasi is hindi po sinunod ni Mr. Morales yung standard procedure of PIDEA. Kasi pag may dumating na confidential informant, yung dapat gagawin niya after conducting interview, si Mr. Morales, dapat kakausapin niya rin po yung kanyang immediate superior, which is the division chief during that time ay si Director Francia. And after talking sana kay Director Francia, submit po siya ng
Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, dininay nga po ang instruction po ni
Wait until I recognize you, ha? Kaya may chairman dito para ako magdala sa discussion. Tatanungin kita mamaya. You want to say something?
No, he was about to say
Yes.
something.
After po sana sa kanyang division chief, dapat malalaman din po ito ng kanyang director. And during that time, it's Director La Chica, yung Director of the Intelligence and Investigation Service. Nagtataka po kami kung bakit even yung kanyang division chief, si Director Francia, even yung kanyang Director in the Intelligence and Investigation Service, si Director La Chica, hindi man lang na-inform. In fact, wala silang kaalam-alam sa nangyaring ito. Dumirekta daw siya kay Deputy Director General for Operation, si then Sir Gadapan. Hindi po yun yung normal procedure. In fact, the Deputy Director General for Operation, hindi na po kailangan yung approval niya. In preparing this particular documents na dalawang yan, hindi po kailangan yung approval ng DDGO. Ang mangyayari po, doon lang sa level nila, dapat naayos doon, and after that, kung after validation, okay, so dapat doon pa lang sila kukuha. Magre-report sa Plans and Operation Service para po makakuha ng authority to operate and pre-operation report.
So at yung binabanggit ninyong Deputy Director Gadapan, nagkataong pumanaw na?
Yes po.
Pero so far, yung mga buhay pa, hindi pinapatotoo.
Yes po. Actually,
yung mga allegations
yes po.
so far.
Actually, Your Honor, sa presentation ko po, kasama po dyan yung affidavit of the 8 agents that during that time, they were assigned doon po sa Intelligence and Investigation Service. Now, kung sila po yung...
Sandali ha. Andito mo lang si General Kakdak. Sir, this happened during your time? Di ba, 2012, ikaw... O si Gutierrez?
No, Your Honor, it was still Yusek Gutierrez.
Yusek Gutierrez ba, sir?
Yes, sir, because I assumed October 18, but my order is October 11.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ang hirap pala na tayo matanong dahil puro pumanaw na sa langit na. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please continue.
Dito po sa dalawang nakita natin na pre-operation reports in authority to operate, sabi ko po kanina maraming blanco. And then we have to take note of the fact na linagay niya po dyan na 7 other personnel of the IIS, Intelligence Investigation Service. Consistent po yan doon sa kanyang naging letter sa aming pong Director General of PIDEA dated April 7, 2024 na yung conduct niya ng interview doon sa confidential informant ay in front of some other IIS personnel. So ano pong ginawa ni PIDEA? Para po malaman kung totoo o hindi. Pinatawag po namin yung mga naka-assign during that time sa Intelligence and Investigation Service. Sino-sino yun? We have consulted the Director of the Human Resource Management Service of PIDEA and then kinausap namin sila. Nangyari ba talaga to o hindi? Ang sabi po nila, wala po silang kaalam-alam, wala po silang natatandaan based on their personal recollection na may nangyari pong confidential informant na nag-report stating therein na yung subject po na nandito sa ating pre-operation report and the authority to operate ay naging po.
Okay, yung nga, na-discuss na natin ang previous hearing, no? Yung affidavit nila.
Yes,
pero yung tinanong ko sila, were they present during the time na kinausap ni Morales yung confidential agent, allegedly, yung araw na yon which was a Saturday. Ang sabi rin ng mga agent na yon is, wala daw sila dahil Sabado.
Yes po.
Wala daw sila doon. So tinanong ko pa nga, ano magiging implication nitong affidavit nyo doon sa pag-disclaim sa claim ni Morales na wala pala kayo doon sa area nung panahon na yan. Kaya, just to be fair, just to give way to all these testimonies.
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Pero
Sige,
po,
continue.
sa letter niya po kasi, Your Honor, binanggit niya po na yung kanyang pagkakausap doon sa confidential informant ay in front of some other IIS personnel. That's why, ang ginawa ni PIDEA...
Yung nga problema, hindi nga niya masabi kung sino yung mga tao
yes
na yun.
po.
Ma-recall mo, Morales, sino yung mga kasama mo doon?
Your Honor, nandun po doon sa deposition. Nandun po kung sino-sino yung nandun present.
Hindi mo bigay ang pangalan. Wala mo, hindi ka malala. Harap mo.
Your Honor, napakatagal na po nung pagkuha ko ng statement. At yung istorya na yung 2012, Your Honor, nung kinunan ko yung confidential informant. Kaya yung pong sinasabi nila, na ganyan, pinaharap nila yung mga dati kong kasama. Your Honor, naiintindihan ko po yung pinagdadaanan ng mga kasama ko. Wala naman ho silang pagpipilian. Kung pipiliin nila ako o pipiliin nila yung trabaho nila ngayon, Your Honor.
Okay, sige, thank you.
Your Honor, ito po yung mga nag-execute ng affidavit, we can once again ask them regarding this. Kasi wala naman pong ibang sasabihin si Mr. Jonathan Morales na kasama niya kung hindi po yung mga naka-assign doon sa Intelligence and Investigation Service. And then, one thing, Your Honor, if I may continue, dito po sa ating pre-operation report, ang nakalagay po dyan na unit is Unit 4-C. Yun po yung address sa Rockwell, Unit 4-C. At kinonfirm po ito ni Mr. Morales during the first hearing. At ito po yung lumalabas sa social media for the past 2 months na nakikita po ng lahat, nakikita po yung address 4-C po ito. At ito po yung kinonfirm niya for several times.
Inamin naman rin niya na clerical error yun. 46-C talaga yung unit ni Marcel Soriano kasi nakalagay din doon sa ibang papel niya 46-C, di ba?
Yes po, sir.
So ano mangyayari naman yan sa atin yan yung mga nagkakamali tayo sa ating mga papeles? Mas importante na confirm natin na mayroong 46-C sa Rockwell na pinagmamay-ari ni Marcel Soriano na inamin mismo ni Soriano when he testified before this committee. Di ba?
Your Honor, ang point lang po namin is sobrang magkaiba po yung Unit 4-C sa Unit 46-C.
Yung nga, inamin nga niya, nagkamali daw siya, kaya 46-C yun ang totoo. Tinanong ko siya kung saan ang totoo, 4-C or 46-C. Kasi meron din siya papel dyan na 46-C. Nakita mo? May papel siya dyan na 46-C. So, kinumpronta ko siya, saan itong dalawa ang totoo. Sinabi niya 46-C. So, let's leave it at that.
Thank you.
Please continue.
You, please, next slide. Yung ating pong pre-operation report and authority to operate, they do not exist in the PIDEA Regional Office, National Capital Region, Records of Operational Coordination Reports. Makikita po natin dyan na yung March 10 and March 12, 2012, meron pong naging coordination. March 10, ang serial number po ay nagtatapos sa 22, yung March 12 naman po ay nagtatapos sa 23, indicating na wala pong other coordination nangyari in between the March 10 and March 12. Yung March 10 pong binabanggit dyan, hindi po yan yung tungkol doon sa pumuntang confidential informant kay Mr. Jonathan Morales. Gusto ko pong i-reiterate na ito pong papel na to magpapatunay na wala pong anumang na-report sa regional office ng National Capital Region pertaining doon po sa pumuntang confidential informant. At hindi po ito madadaya dahil serialized po yung control number. Magkasunod po yan, wala pong in-between na nangyari and wala pong other coordination.
Kailangan ba talagang ipaparating mo doon sa regional operation regional operation center kapag may magpunta sa iyo na informant? Meron ba?
Your Honor, lahat po ng coordination.
Hindi, it's not about coordination. This is about yung paglapit ng tao sa iyo. Ikaw, may confidential informant ako. Pupunta ako sa iyo, sir. May impormasyon ako na ganito. I-report mo kagad dyan sa Regional Operation Center na may pumunta sa akin na informant?
2012 ay magkasunod. Yung isa nagtatapos po sa numbers 1-1 at yung kasunod po nagtatapos po sa numbers 1-2. Ibig sabihin...
I think, I get your point. I get your point. The mere fact na wala siyang control number, wala talaga. No use discussing all these things.
Yes.
Kasi wala naman talagang control number yun. Paano natin ikumpara? Walang control number dahil na-disapprove, hindi natuloy yung operation, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So,
Just to
there's
prove,
no
Your
choice, there's no use discussing this. Dahil, to start with, yung papel na pinapakalat sa social media, wala talagang control number.
Yeah, I'm just presenting this, Your Honor, just to prove that these documents ay hindi po talaga naging official documents of PIDEA.
Ay, hindi naman talaga. Naniwala ako sa inyo na hindi talaga.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Naniwala ako. No need of explaining it. Kayo lahat nagsasabi sa akin na hindi official document yan. Wala, naniwala ako. Hindi mo talaga makita yan doon. Saan mo makita yan? Hindi mo makita yan. Kahit na anong hanap ninyo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pero, siguro naman, kayo lahat mag-agree sa akin na yung soft copy na yan, meron talaga yung papel na existing na hard copy na kinopyahan ng Xerox. Ha? Everybody agree with me?
Your Honor, actually, kung makikita natin yung pre-operation reports at authority to operate na sobrang medyo malabo at maraming information yung natanggal, kahit sino po sigurong dating PIDEA employee or lalong-lalo na PIDEA agent po pwede pong gawin yan. Madali lamang po yun, lalong-lalo na kung yung taong yung meron po siyang...
You mean to say, yung ganong kaluma na papel, pwedeng gawin ngayon? O existing yan noon? Anong klaruhin natin?
Pwede po kasi, Your Honor, that's because of paulit-ulit pong na-photocopy. Parang it appears na parang...
Mr. Chairman, if
Yes,
I may. I did not attend the first hearing and did not attend the entirety of the second hearing, but I know for a fact it's a photocopy. It's a picture of a photocopy is what we have. Yes. If what we have is a picture of a photocopy, paano po natin malalaman kung gaano kaluma nga yung papel na yon? Na may butas, meaning nasa folder dati. Pero paano ho natin malalaman kung brown na yung papel, kung luma na yung papel? If what we have on hand, without Agent Morales presenting, former Agent Morales presenting the original, if he has it, how do we find out if it's... How did we find out that it is an old piece of paper?
Paki-plus nga yung papel na yan. Paki-plus ulit yun, yung papel. Paki-plus.
Especially referring to the color.
Sige,
Mr.
yung
Chairman.
color kanina. Sana yun. Yan Yan, tingnan nyo. Yung mga markings na yan, sa kalumaan na yan, at saka nabasa-basa na yan siguro.
Mr. Chairman, I went to the College of Law. I would photocopy at least about 100 volumes of SCRA. Depende ho dun sa Xerox eh. May Xerox na maganda. May Xerox. So, yung mas murang Xerox, mas pangit eh. Yung mamisong Xerox nun, clear eh.
Well, pagkakaroon tayo ng kanya-kanyang
yes, I agree, but...
opinion nito. Pero ako, nag-retire ako sa PNP. Kung tingnan mo yung mga second lieutenant pa ako na file, ganyan na ganyan talaga tingnan ngayon eh. Ganyan na ganyan talaga, yung mga color na yan. So kaya nga sinabi ko, existing yung file na yan. Kasi paano nga nagkakaroon ng soft copy kung hindi, walang kinopyahan dyan. Yun lang sa akin. But when you say na non-existent sa file niyo yan, wala talaga. Naniwala ako sa inyo. Pero kung totoo yan o hindi, I bet may bayag. Totoo yan. Pero ang tanong, sino may hawak? Posible pa na si Morales may hawak niyan at siya ang nagpakalat niyan. To be frank about it, isa yan sa mga pagdududa na iniisip ko, Jonathan Morales, na
yes, Your
pwedeng
Honor,
ikaw.
ano nga, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, kaya lang ako, napunta rito as resource person dahil nga nung sumulat ako sa kanila, sinabi ko na wala akong kinalaman dyan sa nilabas ng vlogger kasi kinontak lang din sir ako ng kasama ko sa PIDEA. Kaya ko lang din nalaman.
Yung nga problema, hindi pa pinakita yung pangalan mo dyan, hindi pa nakita yung signature mo, sumulat ka agad sa PIDEA na claiming
yes, sir,
ikaw
dahil
ang gumawa. Ikaw ang gumawa.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, dahil tanda ko naman talaga na ako talaga yung nag-imbestiga doon sa confidential informant. Alam nila yan, sir. Alam nila. Dinideny lang nila ngayon.
Anyway. Sige, continue.
Your Honor, next slide please. They do not exist in the PIDEA blatter book ng aming Plans and Operations Service from 2010 up to present. Lahat po ng anti-illegal drugs operations and coordination na ginagawa, aside from yung aming pong database, meron po kaming blatter book na dala po namin ngayon, yung hard copy. Nakalagay po doon from 2010 up to present. Lahat po ng coordination, lahat po ng anti-illegal drugs operations. So in this case, wala pong entry na nagsasabi regarding that confidential informant. Next please. Next slide please. Ito po yung certification that we have from the Plans and Operations Service stating therein na wala nga pong nakalagay doon na nagpumunta na confidential informant and wala pong nag-coordinate regarding that matter. Next slide please. Dito po sa aming formis, nabanggit po ito dati, na although hindi po nakalagay sa aming formis, ito po ay hindi rin nakalagay. Before formis kasi meron kaming data monitoring system, yung Damon po. Hindi din po ito nakalagay doon. And then, the name Bongbong Marcos...
Hindi talaga malagay doon kung hindi sinubmit yan, hindi pinalagay doon. Wala talaga. Hindi mo makita doon kung meron nagtago niyan.
Yes po. And,
meron nagtago niyan.
Yes.
So,
and the name Bongbong Marcos...
Marami ka pa? Marami ka pang aside from that, kunti lang. Please wrap up dahil ako ang prayer ngayon sa session hall. Baka 2 beses akong pagalitan ni Ispin ito. Hindi ako, last session, akong nalate ako sa prayer. Please, continue.
And the name Bongbong Marcos, alias Bongit, does not appear in the National Drug Information System or Interagency Drug Information Database. Hence, he has never been included in the drug list or been subjected to any negation operation. Next.
Remember, we're not talking about the drug list dito, ha? Ang ating pinag-usapan to yung leak na yan, yung pre-operation report at saka yung authority to operate, yun ang pinag-usapan natin, hindi drug list. Kasi ako, kung tanungin mo rin ako, nag-PNP ako, wala talaga ako nakita about that information. Ako mismo, honestly speaking, wala akong nakita. Pero hindi ko sinasabi rin na hindi siya pwede magiging subject sa information galing from somebody. Yun lang sa akin. Pero kung sabihin mo yung list na yan, wala akong nakita. Ako. Sige, continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next is the affidavit, joint affidavit ng mga naka-assign in the Intelligence and Investigation Service during the March 2012. Okay, stating in the affidavit po na wala sila based on their personal recollection, wala po silang nalamang ganong information. Next slide, please. Certification coming from the Human Resource Management Service of PIDEA na kung sino-sino po yung assigned na mga drug enforcement officers during that March 2012. Next, please. And ito po, yung pagkatao ng ating resource person, one of the topics that we discuss in the investigation that we have conducted.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead, Senator Chis.
Narinig na natin, akusado, maraming kaso, nagsinungaling na, meaning it'll be submitted anyway. Since you will be doing the prayer, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to take advantage of the presence of this witness. To kayo, Attorney Francis, is a pre-operation report and authority to operate that document, is it a controlled document o form lang yun na matatagpuan sa opisina ng PIDEA?
That's not a controlled document. Yun yan pong...
So form lang yun na matatagpuan sa opisina ng PIDEA, dadabot ka ng isa kung may gagawin kang isasubmit kang pre-operation report o authority to operate. Tama po ba?
Yes.
Magiging controlled document lang yan pag nalagyan na ng numero.
Yes po.
So hanggat wala pang numero yan, hindi pa yan controlled document, therefore hindi pa yan official document, therefore hindi pa siya public document, therefore hindi pa siya kasama sa official records ng PIDEA.
Yes po.
Magiging official record lang yan, gaya ng sinasabi ni Chairman De La Rosa, wala kayong kopya kasi hindi pa nga sinasubmit. Kung hindi pa siya sinasubmit, edi hindi rin siya bahagi ng official records ng PIDEA. If it is not part of the official records of PIDEA, it is not the proper subject matter of a leak either yet. Kasi hindi pa naman bahagi ng official record ng PIDEA. Ngayon, posible na may ginawang ganyan talaga si Ginoong Morales. May informant man o wala, may nagbigay man ng affidavit o wala, may picture man o wala, posible yon. Pero hawak niya, file niya, nasa kanya, sa puntong yon, since you're an attorney, Francis, public document na ba siya o hindi pa? O dahil sa officer agent ng PIDEA, may tuturing ng public document siya?
No, Your Honor.
My next question, sir, is kung ito'y pinanumpaan, affidavit sino po ba yung nagpapasumpa sa PIDEA noong mga panahong yon?
Marami pong lawyers na naka-assign po sa Legal and Prosecution Service of PIDEA. Sila po yung dapat na magpasumpa.
Kung lawyer po yan at I presume pwede lamang sila magpasumpa kapag sila yung notaryo?
Meron pong mga may notarial commission during that time.
Yung walang notarial commission, meron po ba silang listahan ng mga pinapasumpa?
Meron po kasi yung iba doon, although they do not have the notarial commission, allowed po sila to administer yung mga documents po.
Allowed sila to administer, pero nire-record ba nila yung sumusumpa sa harap nila? Yes. Kahit wala silang notarial commission?
Meron 5,000 yung Legal and Prosecution Unit. Sino-sino po yung mga nagpa-administer doon sa office?
Matanong ko po kayo, sa dokumento ng PIDEA, kung binaligtanawan yung talaga at nag-research po kayo sa lahat ng dokumento, meron po bang nakasado na may nanumpa noong araw ng Sabado patungkol po sa bagay na ito? At kung sakasakali, listahan ng mga notaryo o mga abogadong may notaryo dahil may record po yan ng kanilang mga pinanumpaan 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Sinasubmit po yan sa husgado kada taon ng lahat ng notaryo.
Wala po kaming nakitang records. In fact, I issued as Director of the Legal and Prosecution Service a certification na wala po kaming nakitang records na gano'n. And if I may add po, Your Honor, hindi po ito kasi yung usual na once mayroon pong confidential informant na For example, first time na pumunta, wala pong confidential informant na papayag na itatranscribe into sworn statement po yun. Kasi in the sworn statement,
na gano'n nakakatagal, pero hindi dumapo, hindi nakaabot, hindi nakarating sa talaan, sa record, sa dokumento na nasa pangahawak ng PIDEA para maging official document ito.
yes po. Although binanggit po ni Mr. Morales during the first hearing na yung affidavit daw is pinanotaryahan nyo or nag-subscribe dun sa Legal and Prosecution Unit of PIDEA.
Walang record nga doon.
Wala pong records.
Nang may sumumpa doon sa petsang yon.
Wala po, Your Honor.
Huling katanungan, Ginoong Chairman. Itong pre-operation report at saka authority to operate. Kapag ka ito'y nalagyan na ng control number, dadaan na po yan sa proseso at kailangan ng pagpasahan ng mga opisyal. Tutuloy ba to? Wag itutuloy to? Etc. etc. Tama po ba yan?
Tama po.
So ito'y kumbaga application lamang ito.
Opo.
Pag sinumite, doon palang gugulong yung bola, ika nga.
Opo.
Hanggat hindi sinusumite, hindi gugulong ang bola.
Opo, tama
At
po.
walang kailangan pagpasahan sino man sa hierarchy ng PIDEA.
Tama
Mula
po.
sa kanyang immediate hanggang sa pinakamataas na opisyal ng PIDEA.
Tama po.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Attorney, for that clarification.
Thank you, Senator
very much.
Chis. Mag-sisisyon na tayo.
A motu proprio is usually done, usually isa. And by tradition in the Senate, I'll mention this on the floor later. By tradition in the Senate, a motu proprio hearing is conducted during recess. Kasi wala pong session, may nangyari. May nangyari, kailangan mag-hearing. Or hindi pa nare-refer. Na-file na yung resolution, hindi pa nare-refer kasi nakasalamuhang mga tao. At hindi ako magugulat na totoong nakasalamuhan niya, yung mga kilala at mga batikang mga pangalan sa ating kasaysayan. Pero mahirap naman po na kada pangalan babanggitin ay papatawag at magdedepende ang pagpapatuloy, di pagpapatuloy ng hearing sa pagdalo ng mga pangalang binabanggit niya, lalo na wala naman po siyang personal knowledge, meaning hindi po niya personal na nakasalamuha o narinig. Yung mga di umanong bagay na sinabi, kabilang na yung personal na away ni Ginoong Santiago at ni Ginoong Enriquez. Kung ano man po namamagitan sa kanila, nasa kanila na ho yun, ayoko na ho pakialaman yun. Kung ano man po ang sama ng loob ni General Santiago kanina kay Ginoong Enriquez na tila meron, nasa sa kanila na ho yun. Pero lumalabas pa rin po dito at obligado tayong pakinggan at pagbigyan. So at the proper time, Mr. Chairman, I hope we can discuss together with other members of the committee, as the good Senate President has pointed out, because nothing, let me clarify, nothing prevents